girl. Welcome back to Full Circle. And this is not just any episode. This is our All-Star Weekend special. The vibes are high, and the league is heading to Indianapolis for what's about to be the most talked about All-Star Weekend the W has had yet. Lexie, how's it going, girl?
I'm good. We're here in Connecticut. I'm having major PTSD every time I come here from my rookie season. But we're on the last game of our 3-game road trip. We're 2-0, so we're feeling good. Vibes are good. We're trending in the right direction. So, yeah, I'm excited. And we have 3 All-Stars on our team.
I know.
Very
I love
exciting for
that.
us. Yeah, very exciting for us.
Which is you were advocating for your teammates to
I sure
get some
was.
All-Star nods, so I'm happy
Sure
for
was.
them.
Me too.
So for the fans that are ready to tune into All-Star Weekend and are kind of like, what's going on? Like, what do I got to put on the calendar? Here's what you can expect. So on Friday, July 18th, we've got the 3-point contest and the skills challenge. Lexie and I have talked about these a few times, but Lexie, because you got eyes on the W, who do you want to see in the 3-point and the skills challenge?
So y'all already know that I want to be in the 3-point contest bad, but that dream will be placed on the back burner for another year, which is fine. I have a little list here of potential 3-point contest participants. I'm not sure if they're doing only All-Stars or anybody, so I have 2 lists. So I have the All-Stars that I'd like to see in the 3-point contest are Sabrina, Kelsey Mitchell, Kaylin Clark, Kelsey Plum, and Alicia Gray. And if they're including non-All-Stars, K-Mac, Jewel Lloyd, Sammy Whitcomb, and Rachel Banham. Would love to see them in the 3-point contest. Now for the skills challenge, something that I probably would never want to participate in, but I feel like I could do a good job in it. But for All-Stars, Skylar Diggins, Courtney Williams, Gabby Williams, Alicia Gray. And then for not All-Stars, I would like to see Brittney Sykes, Azrae Stevens, Ariel Atkins, or Tosh Cloud. So those are the people. I know I just said like 12, 13 players, but those are the players I would love to see in each of those challenges. And now, allegedly, everybody wants to tap in because there's real bread on the line now, which wasn't the case in the past. So nobody ever wanted to participate in the skills challenge or 3-point contest. But now, since it's sponsored by Aflac and the prize money is crazy, I guess like the requests to participate are like insane. For me, like the 3-point contest, like that should be easy. You look at the 3-point percentage and that's who you invite. And then if they say no, then you go to the next one. And if they say no, you go to the next one. Skills challenge is a little more difficult to choose people for. But I feel like the 3-point contest, like that selection process is very simple. You bring in the players with the highest 3-point percentages, and then you go from there. So we'll see.
Agreed.
We'll see who participates. I'm excited. I love the 3-point contest. Like literally
Girl,
my favorite
I
event.
love it. I was in the building when
NBA.
Sabrina beat Steph's record, and
Yeah.
I was mesmerized.
I
Because I've been
need
at
to
a
see
few
a
All-Stars.
I need to see a Sabrina Caitlin Clark shootout.
Oh,
Like,
that would be so good.
Like that's what the people want. The people want to see that. Honestly, I really want to see a Kayla McBride, Sabrina, Caitlin Clark shootout. That's really what I want to see. But
Sabrina, that girl, I think that after doing NBA All-Star and playing in front of that hostile crowd, because they weren't hostile. I was there. Everybody was nice. But like, it was a hostile crowd on social media, because everybody had this weird, like, if she wins this, if he wins that. And her score would have won the men's 3-point contest outside of her shootout with Steph.
She did exactly what she needed to do in that moment.
She did her big one.
That couldn't have played out any more perfectly, in my opinion. So
Agreed.
You're right. Like, how do you top that? Like, I feel like if she was like, no, I'm straight, I would be like, okay, I kind of understand.
Yeah, but I also feel like that's hard competition because the nerves really aren't. How is she going to be that scared? Like, she's like, I'm the queen of the 3-point contest. Like,
literally.
Try.
But when Allie Quigley was playing, she won it so many times, we started calling it the Allie Quigley Invitational. Like, that's what it turned into. Like, she won every year. It was crazy. So, yeah, it turned into the Allie Quigley Invitational. So, it could become the Sabrina Invitational if she
you never
decides
know.
to participate.
Because if they mess up that first rack, or if they mess up like their rack, because everybody has like their one that's their favorite, then it kind of gets shaky. Because from being at 3-point contests, if they mess up that first one, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's a rhythm thing, and then you like don't realize like how much time that really is not. So, or it's a lot of time. Like for someone like me, I remember I did the 3-point contest in college, and I did horrible because one, we had to sit and wait for so long. So by the time we started shooting, we were all like just ice cold. And I have a really quick release. So I was like moving through the racks, and I like look up, I had like mad time left, and I was like, damn. So that was an embarrassing outing for me, but it was really fun. But like the girl who won was like a really good shooter in college, but like she didn't even get to the WNBA. But that 3-point contest, like it's a mental thing, it's like a timing thing. Like there's a lot that goes into it, but it's really fun. So my dream is still alive, guys. Like I still want to be.
Of course, it's alive.
I'm gonna go home and stream my own 3-point contest. Okay, guys, I'm gonna shoot.
I like that.
I'm gonna set it up, and I'm gonna just.
I won't, but I'm gonna support you. Let's talk about these All-Stars. So the rosters are officially out. We've got Caitlin Clark and Napheesa Collier as this year's captains, and they'll be drafting their teams live on ESPN tonight. So you guys are going to hear this after they're already drafted. So we might sound crazy giving our predictions, or we'll sound great because you've already seen what happens. But let's give some flowers really quickly to our 2025 All-Star starters. You've got Caitlin Clark, Fee Collier, Aaliyah Boston, Paige Beckers, Alicia Gray, Sabrina Ionescu, Nneka Ogwumike, Satu Sabali, Brianna Stewart, and Asia Wilson.
Snaps, flowers. You know, I think this is a really good starting lineup. It was funny, like, when we asked Nneka if she was, like, surprised, she was. And we're like, why?
Yeah,
like,
why?
Why are you surprised? But, like, that's the thing, like, people really don't understand about, like, these all-star games. Like, you really don't know, like, if you're going to be in this game, out of this game. Also, we're not even 20 games into our season. So I even think, like, just the timing of All-Star is so odd. Like, there's not much that you can, like, it's like a very small sample size. So really, it's like if you don't start the season off really hot, or if you don't have, like, all you really need is, like, 3, 4, 5 really good games to, like, be in consideration for All-Star weekend, because we're not even 20 games into the season and the voting is over. Like they're about to, like, next weekend is All-Star and we're not even halfway through the year. So it's like one of those things, like if you want to be an All-Star, that really has to be a mindset. Unless you're like just one of them ones, like you're gonna hoop regardless, whatever your goals are. But like if you are trying to get into the All-Star, like, and people can be like, oh yeah, no, that wasn't a goal. Like, no, like you want to play at a high level. Like there's a different mentality that you have to have coming into the season if you even want to be considered for All-Star games. So I'm always like super happy and impressed with these starters, because you get voted as a starter, like you're being acknowledged by the fans, you're being acknowledged by the media and your peers. So like that's a big deal. And people are complaining, oh, is this a popularity contest? Well, yeah. Part of it is a popularity contest. Like that's the whole thing about being a professional athlete. Like you have to have like the whole package, and like that's just the reality of the situation. So yes, you might think that someone got in that shouldn't have got in because they're popular. Well, yeah, like that's the whole point of All-Star Weekend, is you bring in the players that fans want to see and interact with, and you love seeing players playing on the same team when they're rivals, quote unquote. So I'm really excited for this starting group. I think it's a good one. I think they did a good job. Every list isn't ever going to be perfect, but you know, I think it's a good group for sure.
Yeah, I didn't feel like there was any surprises here at all as far as the starters are concerned. So
I think honestly, the only surprise for a starter for me was Paige. And I say that because she missed some games, and Dallas is not a great team right now. So that was like a surprise as far as the voting. Like her level of play obviously warrants her to get that, but I was like surprised that it actually happened. So like, I mean, that's really amazing and exciting for her. But
no shade.
yeah.
I'm a voter. I believe in voting and this, that, and the third. But she was going to be on that list no matter what happened.
No,
I'm not surprised.
I mean, we see it. We're seeing it. I mean, I think But like her missing all those games, I was like, oh, well, maybe she'll just be a regular all-star. But actually, she came back and was killing. And like I said,
Right.
all you need is like, you just need like a good week. I
Right.
say that about the NBA too. Like a lot of those guys, they need like 2 weeks of like really good play. And like then they got their next contract locked up.
Exactly.
You need one good series in the playoffs and like your life is going to change. So that's kind of like what it's like with WNBA All-Star. But I have some like interesting stats surrounding these selections. Would you like to hear them?
I would love to hear them.
Okay, so I have some interesting things. Okay, so basically, from what I looked at like the past few years to corroborate this. You basically are automatically in as an all-star if you're leading the league in points, rebounds, or assists. Like if you're leading in any of those categories, you 99.9% will be an all-star. So this year, those people are Fee, who's leading in in points, Angel's leading in rebounds, and AT is leading in assists. Okay. Next fun fact. Every player that is an all-star this season, outside of Courtney Williams, Kiki, and Satu, are averaging 30 plus minutes per game. And those three are averaging like 28. So they're right there. So again, you got to be on the court a lot to even have an opportunity or a chance. Again, you will typically see the same 8 to 10 players every year of All-Star. Like you see it in the NBA. Like you could have a shoe in. No matter how their team is doing, like that's the type of consistent performances that they're putting out. And like you're going to have the same like 8 to 10 players. And then that's the fun part about All-Star. Like, oh, who's the secret five that going to slip in there? Like that's also a fun part about All-Star. I think that it's great that the Fever have 3 players representing them because they are the host city. And the only other team with 3 is the Seattle Storm. So shout out to us. Shout out to the Fever. And then at the end of the day, y'all, like All-Star is all about optics, entertainment, and fun. Like
Right.
it's a great honor, but like it's really not that serious to the point where people need to be like outraged up in arms about it because there's only 22 spots.
I always say that All-Star is a popularity contest. It's fun. I don't think any money or contractual obligation should be associated with All-Star, like not making it and being snubbed from it. But all NBA, like those teams at the end, those are where we can start
Those matter.
throwing hands
Yeah.
and having issues.
Exactly.
Those matter. That is not a popularity contest. But this is just for fun. For those who haven't seen, I'm going to say who the reserves are real quick. So you got Sonia Citron, Skylar Diggins, Ryan Howard, Kiki Iria Finn, Kelsey Mitchell, Kelsey Plum, Angel Reese, AT, Kayla Thornton, Courtney Williams, Gabby Williams, and Jackie Young.
Period. Okay, guys, we're going to give some more flowers to our first-time All-Stars. And the first-time All-Stars this season are Paige, Kiki, Sonia, Kayla, and Gabby. So, snaps and flowers for the first-time All-Stars.
Good
and
for
we
them.
We have more fun facts about some of these first-time players. You want to hear some more fun facts?
Yes.
I'm just Little Miss Fun Fact today. Okay.
I love it.
So Kiki and Sonia are the second rookie teammate pair that were chosen as All-Stars since 1999. That was the last time 2 rookies were chosen to play in the All-Star game together. 1999. Were they? I don't even think they were born yet.
No
They
way.
might have
'Cause I
not
was
even
born in
been born
2000.
yet. Yeah, so they weren't even born yet, which is actually insane. I did not write that down. I just thought about that, and that's insanity. So shout out to the rookie dynamic duo in DC. One of my favorite stories this season has been Kayla Thornton's. This is her 10th season in the WNBA, if you guys did not know. She went undrafted in 2014. And now is the Valkyries' very first All-Star in franchise history. So, flowers for Kayla Thornton for getting her first All-Star nod in year 10. Like, that's crazy. Like, the
Yeah,
amount
that's
of
awesome.
hard work, dedication it takes to even stay in the league for 10 years and not be an All-Star in any of those years is like very admirable. And like that's just a credit to her hard work, her passion, her dedication. She was a WNBA champion last season. So I'm glad to see her getting all the things. and she deserves it. And I think that's really telling of what the talent looks like in the WNBA and how important having real, genuine opportunity does for a player's career. Like, it could change in an instant. All you need is an opportunity. So really excited for Kayla Thornton. And then the last person I'm really excited about, obviously, is my teammate, Gabby Williams. And I already told y'all that she was going to be an all-star, and now she is one. And she was so excited and was crying and stuff when she found out. So, like, I know this is, like, a really special moment for her. And, you know, I'm going to plug her again. You know, I plugged her to be an all-star. So, obviously, our manifestation is powerful. We know this already. First team all-defense and defensive player of the year. And if she's not defense player of the year, it's because she don't rebound enough. But we tell her that every day, Gabby, go get some rebounds, girl. So she go get them rebounds. But if she's not defense player of the year, first team for sure. She's leading the league in steals. And she be putting players in hell and clamps. So shout out to Gabby. I'm so happy for her. She deserves it. And these are the things about All-Star that's like, that I love. It's like you see people's like trajectories of their careers being adjusted in real time.
And their dreams coming true.
Yeah, when they're getting acknowledged for their work, whether it takes 8 years or 10 years or your first year. Like, it's always a nice thing to be acknowledged for the type of player you are. So shout out to the All-Stars. Like, I honestly, like, yes, there's always going to be like snubs or people that should have been. But like, this group, like, this is a great all-star group, in my opinion.
Okay, so since you're happy with the group, I have a couple bones to pick, but we'll talk about that in a second. First thing before I pick my and you probably know what I'm gonna say. First thing before I pick my bone is, how do you think, your dad was a WNBA coach, so maybe you have more of an insight than me and can give the fans some education as to what criteria these coaches are using to select the reserves, because there were some people that quote unquote could have been all-stars, but their teams aren't great. And so I feel like that's important to take into consideration personally, obviously not in Paige's case, but to take in consideration how their teams are doing. But so people have a few different mixed messages about what the coaches are using. We did talk about how the voting works in our last couple of episodes. And I know that the coaches aren't allowed to vote for their own players. So there's no unfairness there before y'all start. But Lexie, how do they decide who the reserves are going to be?
Honestly, I don't know.
Like
you said, the goalposts move. But I will say, when it comes to All-Star, I don't think team success should have as much weight as people think. Because you're All-Star. So it's like, you have to like actually watch some of these games in totality to see the impact that these players are having on their teams. So people are probably like, why is Kelsey Plum an all-star? Her team is not winning. Well, if you watch them play, Kelsey comes in and does her thing every game, every night, and she's having a career year in scoring.
And at the end of the day, she's a star. And that's what this
exactly
is about.
Again, like, that's another thing. Like, your star power, like, that matters. And that's what I'm saying when it comes to all-star. It's just like, yes, it's serious. Yes, it's an amazing honor and accolade to have on your resume. But again, it's not like end all be all. Like, oh, if you're never an all-star, you're never gonna like get a contract that you deserve, or you're never gonna win a championship, or da 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 da. So I think it's like more of a, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on what you value, because like, yeah, you have the fans, media, and players voting, which again, I don't even know how many players actually participate in the voting. I literally voted like the last night that you could vote, because I was like, I'm waiting until the very last day, because I took that serious. Obviously, I voted for Gabby, Nneka, and Skylar, obviously. I ain't gonna tell y'all. Actually, if I remembered, I would tell y'all who I voted for, but I don't remember. But it wasn't like nonsense. But like, then you have players that are like, I just voted for all of my teammates. Right. So like, you have players who are doing that. So it's like, y'all can't really take that player weighted part like to, it's not that deep, because I guarantee you like half of the players probably didn't even participate, and then
people
half
definitely
of that
were putting weight on it. I saw people complaining that, oh, they're hating on this person because they have her at this and that. But it's a good thing that you added that context of people. Like, honestly, if I were voting, I'd be voting for my damn teammates.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so if you have, I'm gonna say what, there's 150 of us roughly. I would say like maybe 80 actually went and voted, because like I see when things get sent out, like people don't check their emails. People like, that's a thing. if there's no money involved, it's like optional to everybody. Like, that's a problem with professional athletes that actually needs to be fixed. Like, check your freaking emails and do the surveys. Anyway, so we say roughly 80, 90 probably filled it out. Probably half of those voted just for their teammates, because I don't care. Especially the ones that are like, I have no chance of being an all-star, so let me just fuck this whole thing up because I don't care.
Right.
But then you have
It makes
players like
sense.
me who I'm like, oh my God, like All-Star's like a really special time. And like I've watched all these games. I know what everybody's doing. I want people to be in the All-Star game that deserve it and have earned it. So I vote like people really care. I care. So like if
Right.
I was playing at an All-Star level, I would want people to acknowledge me and give me my flowers and want me to be in an All-Star game. So I like put that energy out. So I mean, I think the rating that should be looked at the craziest is the freaking media rankings, because
Right.
they also vote for all WNBA stuff. We don't vote for that shit. They do though. So
And that's what, like we said, really matters.
and the only media ranking that always pisses me off is where they put Kelsey Mitchell at. Over and over and over. I don't understand. Kelsey Mitchell has been one of the elite scorers in our league since 2020. I looked it up. 17 plus points since 2020. If there's a player out here in this league being disrespected and underappreciated, it's Kelsey freaking Mitchell. And I say it all the time. And that's my girl. I've been playing against her since high school. Like, she's been a nightmare for 10 plus years.
You
for
do
me
always give her
personally.
flowers.
So I'm just happy that she got acknowledged for this year's All-Star game. I mean, typically she is an All-Star, but it probably will be an extra special season for her, especially with it being in Indy. And the way she's just, kept Indiana afloat. She stepped up. Natasha Howard stepped up. Aaliyah Boston stepped up. Ari McDonald has been, like, so good for them. I know we weren't talking about specific teams, but, I'd be getting mad when they be disrespecting my girl. So
I'm glad that she got that opportunity, for sure.
Me too. So, and I know you got some snubs that you have in your head. I could see your little brain turning.
There's just one that I want to give my full attention to. I was gonna come with a few, but I feel like giving you a few. Well, I could, but it takes away from this one.
I have a few too, but I feel like we have the same one.
Is it Bree Jones?
No.
What was yours?
Brittney Sykes.
Oh yeah, that sucks too. But I'm being a homer. So listen.
So this is 100% biased take from Mariah.
But it's true.
She's from Atlanta.
In her first season with the Dream, it looked, and I'm not even really being a homer about this, like she's new, obviously. However, she is averaging 14, 8, and 2 assists per game, okay? She has been one of the more efficient players in the league this season. She's expanded her game behind the arc, okay? She's having a great season, and it's not like, I know that team production, you actually made a really great point about that. I was going to bring this whole thing about how the Dream are actually doing very well this season and how she deserves some recognition for that. However, you kind of discounted my point, but I still feel like the team is doing well. I feel like she deserved a spot. She's definitely a little bit more quiet about the way that she operates and goes about her business. And so maybe that's not as like sexy for All-Star, but production has to count for something.
She's been an All-Star before. And I've always said this about All-Star. If you are selected as an All-Star ever in your career, like that should be the bar. Right?
Right.
Like you have to be at that level of production or better to be invited back. Like I just feel like that's fair. Like that's like if you write a paper, you get an A, whatever. If you turn in a paper that doesn't sound or look like the same paper, you're not gonna get an A again. You're gonna get a C plus or a B plus because your teacher's gonna be like, you can do better. I've seen you do better, and I want you to do better. So again, this is a whole conversation of why people don't want to like set the bar for themselves up here, because then once you up here, there's an expectation you have for yourself. So that's how I feel about All-Star selections. So I mean, in that regard, I do agree with you. Like Bree I think she is having a similar or better season than her All-Star season that she had in Connecticut, but it probably didn't help that she's on a whole new team with more All-Stars, a completely new system.
New coach,
new coaching, all that kind of stuff. And even Atlanta, like even they're playing well, but they're still not like. I mean, the fact that the Lynx only have 2 All-Stars and they're the best team in the league by far. By far. So, I mean, okay, here we go. We gonna have multiple snubs because, and I didn't really want to talk about snubs because that's taking away from the players that did get into the All-Star game. I don't think there's anybody in the All-Star game that shouldn't be. So let me make
Yeah,
that
I'm
clear
one of
right
those
now.
annoying fans who brings up snubs, and then when you ask me, so who would you take
Well,
off?
who are they gonna
I'm like,
replace? Nobody.
"Bruh, just let me have fun, bro.
Right. So like I don't think that anybody that was selected should be taken off. So I want to make that loud and clear. And I said it twice for a reason. So okay, our first snub, Bree Jones, K Mac, I just mentioned. Because of the season she's having, but also the fact that the Lynx are the #1 team in the league and they don't have 3 All-Stars, but 2 other teams do. So I can see where there's confusion there. Because how does that work? They're the best team with the best record. Why don't they have the most All-Stars? So I can see where there's some confusion there. And then my next snub was Brittney Sykes, obviously. I think a lot of people will agree with me there. She's the only player that is averaging 18 points per game that was not selected as an All-Star. So people can say what they want about their rookies, how amazing that they're doing, because they are. But again, you cannot put a team with that record. You cannot have 3 All-Stars. So whatever decision-making process went to including those 2 and not Brittney Sykes, we will never know. But I hope that, I mean, it's just going to fuel her fire. I feel like she don't need any more of that if y'all know Brittney Sykes. So beware to the rest of the league for the remainder of the season. But we need to find a new word. I mean, snub it just seems so harsh.
But
Like,
it is.
yeah,
It's a
it's like
harsh
literally
thing.
like
You got
the lack
overlooked.
of overlooked and not acknowledged is like literally the definition of snub. Because I had to look it up. Because I'm like, are we using this word right? Yes, we are using it right.
Right. It's one thing to look at from a fan or a media or a voter perspective. It's a whole nother thing when it's you. I couldn't imagine how personal that is because I take stuff personal that is very small and very unnecessary. I can only imagine if I'm a huge part of this system that we're running and you acknowledge a couple of my teammates and you don't acknowledge me, or you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing would really bother me, especially when that's your job. That's you show up to work every single day. Everything that happens in that locker room in that system is because of you. You know what goes on behind the scenes, like, and to get ignored would be very hurtful. So snub is the perfect
Yeah.
word. It's a very negative
Yeah.
thing. Now, it really becomes a big thing when it messes with people's money in the sense of like,
Mhm.
oh, I could have gotten this bonus because if I would have done this or that. When you start messing with people's money, that's a whole other conversation because that would really
Yeah.
piss me off.
No, for sure. So it's like, yeah, I guess there is no other word but snub. The only time I've felt snubbed in my life as a basketball player was when I was at Duke and I didn't win ACC Player of the Year, but they gave me Defensive Player of the Year, which was fine also. But I was like preseason Player of the Year and they picked someone else. And I was just kind of like, okay. I mean, our stats were the same. I think the tiebreaker was team success, which when it comes to awards like that, I'm like, okay, like, no. So
Right.
obviously that still irks me to this day. It was 8 years
See,
ago.
it's a big deal.
And I'm
It's a big
still
deal.
like, ugh. But I still won
It's a big
Defensive
deal.
Player of the Year, which was great. I think that was like a here damn award. But still grateful and blessed. But I was like, I'll never get over that. So yeah, I mean, I can't imagine how they feel when you feel like you have the body of work, you have the stats to match, and you don't get acknowledged and you don't get that all-star nod. Like I'm sure that burns. So not taking away. I mean, or they could not care. Like we don't know. I didn't ask them. We don't know. This is just us saying if it happened to us. But again, it's a team sport.
I think anybody would care.
Yeah, like. Yeah, but again, I feel like as the league grows, they're gonna have to add more players to these all-star rosters.
Right.
Like maybe just 2 more. Having 24 would solve a lot of problems, I feel like. And they're gonna have to add more. We're about to have 2 more teams. You have to add more
Yeah, they're gonna
all-star
have to.
spots.
They're gonna have to. Or it's just gonna get harder.
or make the player voting mandatory or something. Like, if you guys don't do this, you're getting fined. Like, something to make it
Right.
like an even playing field. But like, yeah, I remember. I mean, I asked a few people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I just voted for my teammates." I'm like, yeah.
Real.
Why
Real.
wouldn't you?
I do the same thing. Those are my enemies. I'm not voting for them.
Exactly. These are my
Okay.
this is my comp.
Now let's talk strategy. If you were one of the captains, Fee or Caitlin, who would be your first pick and why? And who would you be praying that the other captain doesn't take before you? Which would probably be your first pick. But
okay, so I have a lot of different points of view here of what angles people are gonna take. So for Fee, I have her safe pick, Courtney Williams, her PG, her friend, someone that she's familiar with, played it Unrivaled, playing well together here. Like, they can get all the content, media stuff, do it all together. It will be great for the links. Like, they'll be able to just capture them at the same time. That's the safe pick that makes sense. Spicy pick, Sabrina. Your arch nemesis in a sense, because y'all just beat them in the finals. That's why it's spicy, because this is a player that you beat in the finals. But I'm sure that fans would love to see them play together. Because they're both super talented, and Sabrina is such a different player than Courtney. I think it would be really cool to see how Fee plays with a player like Sabrina, who I hope that they don't pick first or second is Courtney, obviously, from what I said before, because I think it just overall the benefits of having them on the same team like just overshadows anything else. So what about you? Who do you think that Fee should pick?
So for Fee, okay, so here's the thing. If I were going into All-Star and I were drafting, I would want to pick my teammates because I'm a loyal girl, but just looking at it from the outside, I would kind of want to pick people, whoever I think is the best, that I probably wouldn't get a chance to play with otherwise, or somebody that would be very unexpected, like somebody that I just would be like, I would have so much fun playing with her. So I'm trying to think. If I'm Fee, I'm probably not going to pick Stewie. But me as Mariah, I would pick Stewie for sure. But who am I going to pick?
Like, imagine if they came in and they were like, I'm picking all bigs, and Kayla, you could pick all the guards, and we gonna play like that.
That would be insane. That'd be insane. I'll be so mad at them. I'm not trying to watch that. No, they need to come in with a strategy.
Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious.
Okay, low key, Fee would not do this because of the nemesis thing, but I would probably pick who I would want the other person to pick less, like who would be more beneficial. And so I would either choose maybe Stewie or Sabrina. I'm sounding like really Liberty heavy right now, but because I wouldn't want Caitlin to pick her and then her to like fuck me up, like mess me up. So that's probably how I would think about it. And then who I would hope the other person doesn't pick, I would hope Caitlin doesn't pick Stewie. I don't want those problems.
I mean, and then for like on the other side with Caitlin, like her safe pick, same as with Fee, Aaliyah.
For sure.
They have great synergy. They're familiar. I mean, I would even put Kelsey Mitchell in there as well. That's why I said hope is still available would be Kelsey Mitchell. Spicy pick, y'all already know who the spicy pick would be. Angel. Just pick her. Just pick her first. Just pick her first.
Wait, I didn't even think of that. I'm kicking my feet.
Just pick her first.
I didn't even think of that. Wait, that is so
Just pick her first.
She better do that. That would.
And I say spicy, it's not like a negative spicy. It's like I'm interested in this.
It's an olive branch.
That's why
it's an olive branch.
Yeah, and this hypothetical beef that we have, everybody made up in their heads, but I think it would be hilarious and great if she chose her.
I don't even have an answer besides that.
And there's a chance that Kayla don't even play. Like, so you don't even got to be on the court with her if you don't want to be, for real.
Right.
But I just feel like everything is aligning right now for where that is possible, and I think it would be great because it's an all-star game and it's fun and it's for shits and gigs and it's, like I said, for optics, entertainment, and fun. And there's not anything more fun and entertaining than that shit right there. So
right. And seeing them on the court last year together was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because they already did it when they played against the Olympic team. So it's not like it's not like an impossible thing. We've already seen it. But for her to actually choose her, I think would be cool. It would be fire.
I would love that.
But we shall see. And then you gonna get all the rebounds. Didn't they break the rebound record, assist record? Like now,
Right.
yeah. Like here we go. Do it again. Because
Yeah,
last year's All-Star game
that
was
has to
fire.
happen.
I loved it.
I can't think of something that would be more like entertaining. Do you understand? I'm going to click onto Instagram and my feed would be that for 6 days.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be like, can we do something? The media been lacking. Y'all ain't have shit to talk about. I see.
If I were her PR team, I would force her to do that.
Yeah, I'm like y'all done got real quiet when it comes to the WNBA the last few weeks. So
Yeah.
here we have y'all something to talk about since y'all are.
I love that.
Since y'all are hush mouth all of a sudden. So yeah, I'm excited for All-Star Weekend. I don't know if I'm going or we're going or not. It's still up in the air.
I'll be there, so you better.
Yeah, you know.
Not that there's much in Indy. That's my birthplace. Ain't nothing there.
I really wanted to take a little vacay. But
and you know what? If
we'll
I were
see.
actually a player in the league, I would 100% be in Cabo and not in Indianapolis. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, last season's All-Star was my first All-Star because I made a promise to myself that I would not go unless I was participating or working. And that was like a goal I set. So I finally got to go to work, which was really fun. I got to do the orange carpet and some other stuff. It was really fun. This year, maybe something similar. Might be doing some work things. Obviously not participating. But if I don't have anything there, I would love to support my teammates, obviously. But sorry. This break is nice. Much needed for a lot of players.
It's like spring break at school. You don't want to go to school for spring break unless you got like the spelling bee or something to do, you know?
Yeah, unless you got something to do. And yeah, I would have loved to support my teammates, obviously. But it's like, okay, I gotta put me first.
I gotta see what Indiana has to offer because Phoenix set the bar high.
Yeah,
that was incredible.
But even they said that even the first year in Vegas was even better than Phoenix.
I disagree with that, and I was at both. I so disagree with that
because I've only been to Phoenix, so my standard for All-Star Weekend is extremely high. But
I'm just not a Vegas girl. Like I don't really want to walk through a hotel to get to where I need to be, and I'm cool off Vegas.
Smoke and darkness. You're like in a dungeon.
Yeah, and I don't like to spend more than 2 or 3 days in Vegas. And the 4 or whatever days I was there for All-Star, that was too many. So
it was so funny. Like I'd been to Vegas one time in college. And I was like, okay, Vegas is kind of cool. I was young. I didn't know no better. So when the Aces got to Vegas, like I remember it was my rookie year, was their first year there. And everybody like circling Vegas on their calendar. Like, oh, we can't wait to go to Vegas. We going out. Because we were in freaking Connecticut. So, of course, we was just dumb hyped to go to Vegas.
Right.
Like, fast forward 8 years, Vegas, you're like, oh, brother, we got to go back to Vegas and go sit in a hotel with all the casino and it's hot and all this other stuff. So Vegas was, the first 2 years though, it was so funny. We're like, they got a crazy advantage because everybody's coming in and turning up and going out all night and laying by the pool and all this other stuff. And like, they got a home court advantage. But I remember.
And they have a great fan base.
Their fan base is fire. So, but like I said, Valkyries, they might have taken that over. They might have the best home court advantage.
Yeah. I haven't seen it in real life yet, so I can't judge.
It's crazy. And now we finna see, because I think I read somewhere that like they had a very home heavy schedule so far. So like they haven't really played many road games yet. So they're like 2 completely different teams, home versus road. But like that's a good amount of teams as well. That home court advantage is real.
Which is interesting because so are the Warriors.
Unless you're playing in the Commissioner's Cup, home court advantage does not exist.
Facts. It's very interesting with Chase Center because the Warriors are very different home and away too. Like very different. They're either incredible at home and horrible away, or they've had times where they haven't been that great at home. Or no, I feel like they had a year where they were like, they won like 1 game out of 20 away and they were like undefeated at home. Like they had a crazy season like that.
But you know what it is? It's the threes. I'm telling you, it's the threes. And it's something that I've been paying so close attention to. And this is a tangent. We love tangents. Valkyries are leading the league in 3-point attempts, are dead last in the percentage, right? So they're putting them up. We don't have dunks in our game. So, like, basically the equivalent of, like, dunks in our game are, like, threes. Like, crazy
Making a
threes.
three.
And 1-3s. Getting, like, that's, like, our
Logo.
equivalent. Yeah, like, the logo 3 is, like, our dunk equivalent at the moment. So, when they hit a 3, like, even in Golden State, like, it feels like the 3 was 20 points. But it was only 3. Like, sometimes I'll look up at the scoreboard in some games. Like, that's across the board, but definitely for a team that shoots a lot of them. You look up and, like, you might even have had more 3 makes than them. But it feels like they made 100 because of how the crowd
and they're
reacts to them.
comfortable because they're at home.
Exactly.
So they can make a little bit more of those than, and live by the 3, die by the 3. We talk about that all the time. So if you're at home in your comfortable space and you can make more of those and you're getting more of that crowd reaction, you want to shoot more of those, and then it goes better.
Exactly.
Whereas if you're away, that don't really work.
You missing 3s on that road game. Oh my God. It feels like you're minusing points. Like, but that's like a thing. Cause like I would look up sometimes and be like, damn, they only made 5 3s.
Mm-hmm.
And you think that they made like 9 or 10. So yeah, that's like a Golden State thing. Cause they playing just like them. But yeah, they literally are dead last in percentage, but they are putting them hoes up.
That makes sense.
They do not care. But yeah, that home court advantage. So that's a real thing, y'all. Unless it's Commissioner Cup championship. Because every home team is lost.
God, that's insane. How that happen? Like, what?
I don't know. But we need to tighten up because that's weird. Every year, the home team has lost. So that's kind of insane. Yeah.
Well, guys, we are so excited for All-Star Weekend. Tune in. Next week, we'll be back talking some more I guess, like, what are we even going to talk about next week? I don't know. We might have to come up with something. But
I know. We might have to come up with something. There's a lot of games going on this weekend, y'all. So tap in, tune in. Thank you guys for tuning in with us another week on the Full Circle Podcast. We will see y'all next time.